If you're a co-parent or a step-parent in a high conflict situation, I need you to go grab your partner because I have some tools and tricks that are going to help you regain peace in your home. My name is Naja Hall, and I'm a coach that specializes in helping you find solutions in high conflict blended family situations. Listen, I know it feels like somebody else is running your household. There's always drama and chaos, and it's affecting your relationship, isn't it? I know there's been a few times you just thought about throwing in the towel. You're not alone. Take out your notepad because here's what I want you to do. First things first, you always have to present a united front. Don't ever let the kids or that high conflict co-parent or counter-parent see you sweat. Don't let them think they've won. Don't show any ounce of division. If you have a problem, if you need to argue or have a tense conversation, go take it in the back room away from earshot of any of the opposition. And I know things can feel stressful in the moment, but if you get caught slipping, you're showing them exactly how to undermine you. And you're making your relationship look weak. We do not want people that have made themselves our enemy to see any flaws in our situation. Piggybacking off of that, have private strategy meetings. And I'm recommending this because if you don't set up a time specifically to talk about drama, it's going to be all throughout your day and all throughout your relationship, even in your brain space. That romantic date night that you've planned is not the time to have your private blended family strategy meeting. As a matter of fact, don't even do it after drama happens. Give yourself some time to cool off. The strategy meeting is literally to strategize. You're no longer emotional, you're not feeling triggered. Now you're thinking of solutions. This isn't a conversation to bring the kids into. This is just for you and your partner. Next, you have to clarify everybody's role. And it's all right if you haven't done it yet, but now is the time to start. So lines aren't getting crossed. Make the rules and responsibilities in your relationship crystal clear so nothing gets lost in the sauce. And remember, when you set these rules, you have to adhere to them. There's always a bit of gray area. With setting rules, you're always going to need a bit of wiggle room because things can happen, especially when you're dealing with a high conflict situation. More than likely, nothing's going to go according to plan. But rules and regulations help you and your partner know how to act fast, especially in chaotic moments. And speaking of those chaotic moments, when you're dealing with a high conflict personality or someone that is disordered or who has very poor impulse control, they're going to make you feel like every moment is important because it's chaotic. Because they can't regulate their own emotions, they're going to throw angry, ugly, ineffective onto you in your space. You don't have to take it though. You can take that ball and throw it back over to their side of the court. If they're sending off a string of fiery text messages or calling incessantly, you don't have to respond. This also kind of teaches them and trains them that you're not the person to come to meet their need to have that impulse met. They'll just find somebody else. And trust me, there's always somebody else. This goes without saying. You're going to hear this one on any blended family platform, especially ones that deal with high conflict, is to always communicate in writing. The problem that I find with that is those of us that like things organized and we're not chaotic actually prefer writing. But if you're dealing with somebody that doesn't really care about a court order, they don't care about respect, and they certainly are not going to give a darn about your rules, then they're going to communicate however they want to. When you set your rules and boundaries, you need to show them that you mean business. You got to show them that just because you call me incessantly or text me or even bring the kids into it, you're still not going to get a response when you want it. You can respond within a reasonable time when you're ready. I said reasonable, don't be petty. With that being said, if that high conflict parent has already told you and sworn to you that they will never use that court-appointed app or email or text message, then your decision is to see who can outlast one another before breaking, take them back to court for violation, or just kind of deal with it on a case-by-case basis. Next, agree on your boundaries with your extended family members. Just because you and your household have a set of rules around that high conflict bio mom or other household, that doesn't mean that your family or your partner's family are going to respect that as well. She might have an inroads to grandma's heart. She might be able to call your brother or your sister and tell them some sort of sob story, and the next day she's over at their house having a whole barbecue. Waters get murky with our family, and it's great when we're all on the same page, but if you do have family members that you have specifically told your rules and the reasons why, and you've shown them why you can't deal with that high conflict personality and they violate, that means that family member, unfortunately, they gotta go too. And I don't mean throw them out. What I'm saying is your boundaries have to be ultra firm with this person. Your relationship is not going to be the same once they've chosen to side or they've shown you that they simply cannot set a boundary with a person that intentionally causes you harm. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Actually, I do. Next, we have to set some emotional boundaries. I kind of mentioned this earlier when I was talking about having these strategy meetings. These go hand in hand because Your strategy meeting, like I said, shouldn't be on date night. It shouldn't happen in your bedroom. I have a firm rule that we don't talk about any sort of drama in our marital bedroom. We ain't talking about it on vacation, at the grocery store, at random moments throughout the day. You are in the business of co-parenting and you are trying to raise human beings that will do the world some good with a person that is chaotic. You treat this dilemma or this opportunity that you have as something that needs structure and intention. For example, you can say, hey, every Wednesday, let's have our check-in meeting. 30 minutes, get it done, moving on to the next thing. I know I don't have to talk to you guys about this one, but you have to be on the same page with discipline. Who exactly is going to discipline whose kids and what does discipline look like? Typically, before we settle down in a relationship with someone, I hope you both have understood that you have the same definition of discipline. Some people do use corporal punishment. Some people have other means to teach and rear children. I'm not judging, but whatever it is you do, you and your partner have to be on the same page. I'm not a fan of having to discipline anyone else's kids, especially children from high conflict people. I tend to want to put a distance between that because we all know how things can get skewed. That being said, if there's a child around me that I cannot discipline, who is acting up and who knows that they don't have to obey me or respect me, they can't really be around Miss Naja. Best practice is to discipline your own children. Kids out here are not even respecting their teachers, and even their high conflict bio parent is in support of the child-teacher relationship. Do you think a parent that is not in support of the step-child relationship, even if you're completely right, and even if you're trying to help that child progress, do you really think they're going to approve of you checking their child? Let your partner do it. I've said this countless times, but as a step-parent, you play the cool auntie or uncle. This one can feel exhaustive, but I want you to document everything. That screenshot that you think might not mean a thing really could come in handy in court 6 months from now. That one voice recording or that one email can make the difference between you becoming estranged from your child and them seeing that their other parent categorically lied to them about a particular instance or experience. In my Google Drive, I have something called File 13. And you know, File 13 means like a junk pile. I keep it away from my good energy, high vibrational content, and I put it there in case we ever have to pull it out. And this is a very important one. Aside from you making the investment in couples coaching or counseling, each one of you needs their own therapist or counselor or coach. I've been a coach for almost a decade, and I can instantly tell when somebody in the couple actually has an individual therapist or a coach and when the other person has not done the work. If your partner says they don't need coaching or counseling, that's a red flag. If they can't get along and they want to fire every coach or counselor or therapist or person that's been brought in to help you guys because that person has called them out, you're going to have a tough go. That means your person is beyond being checked or corrected. You see where their kids get it from? If anything that I've said has helped you, then before you go, I got to tell you about my VIP Stepmom Mastermind. It's a group coaching experience where your partner will get to come in sometimes, where myself and a very meticulously handpicked set of stepmoms are invited into a mastermind cohort. It's a small group, it's private, and we are literally sitting doing the work live. This is an immersive experience and I make it so involved and so fun because I want you to tell your friends about it. I want you to leave my mastermind saying, wow, this was the one turning point in our relationship. There's a link to check out more information. And for a limited time, if you want to learn more and you've read the entire page, then I'm offering a free 20-minute discovery call just so you can make sure the program is right for you. I'll see you in the mastermind.